Hi, and welcome to our video. This is Rob Lewis here, and I'll be taking you on a tour of internet marketing for small and medium-sized businesses. And before we get too far into the video, I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a graduate of the University of California at San Diego. I have an MBA from the University of Virginia. I've got over 30 years of consulting, technology, and marketing experience with notable companies such as Silicon Graphics, Universal Music Group, Qualcomm. I built my first website in 1994, including Dead.net, SGI.com, and many others that are still running now, over 120 that I myself manage on an ongoing basis. I have 2 issued patents in both mobile advertising and unified communications. To say the least, I kind of know my stuff and have a lot of experience and education to back that up. So let me tell you a little bit about the intentions of this conversation. I'm going to deliver actionable items to help you improve the growth of your business, whether you decide to do business with me or not. I'm going to give you an overview of internet marketing in a way that should be easily digestible and understandable so that you understand when somebody else or myself are speaking with you about what we're talking about in a potential marketing or business growth initiative. This is going to be a high-powered marketing overview, so hang on tight, but it is going to give you a lot of value. We're also going to give real-world examples. And at the end, if you're interested, I'll do a one-on-one marketing review of your business and give you a result that is similar to this, only from your business's perspective. The agenda today is we're going to do a quick marketing overview, and then we're going to go through some marketing best practices. And these are things that you should think about as you're addressing marketing for your company. We're going to touch on SEO, which is search engine optimization. We're going to go into the state of social media, so you get why social media is important for your small business to market into. We'll talk a little bit about local search and how important it is, and how absolutely chaotic and confusing, and how easy it can be at the very same time. We'll also talk a little bit about video marketing. We'll touch on advertising and cover local search, so how people in your local area find you. And finally, we'll finish with the search engine results page. And this is the marketing battleground ongoing for the foreseeable future. Really, where the decision is made by your customer to either conduct business with you or not. I recommend staying till the end so that you can get all of this information. So what is local marketing? Well, local marketing consists of absolutely everything you see on this screen. In the upper left-hand corner, we have search engine optimization, and we have your website in the middle, which includes both design and brand. Then the search engine results page, and as I said, we're going to be covering that in depth by the end of this video. You've got your various platforms, PCs and Macs, mobile and tablet, and you've heard a lot about mobile lately, and we'll touch on the importance of mobile for your marketing campaign. Down at the bottom at the foundation is your reputation as a business, and then how quickly somebody can find your business through local search. The upper right-hand corner is advertising, and it's really one of the cornerstones of this chart and the cornerstone of marketing for a reason. You'll see that in just a moment as well in the SERP. We'll talk about social networking, public relations as a concept for things that we're not going to cover in this video, but something you should really think about as part of your overall marketing scheme. Email, the ever important component of any marketing campaign, and how to remain in contact with your customers, is growing in popularity, not declining. And that's because email is becoming much more user-centric, meaning you're not going to get email that you don't want. And everything and everyone is working hard to make it so that your inbox, your mailbox, only contains things that you care about, written in a way that you can understand and is easily understood by you. In the lower right-hand corner is the blog, and the blog covers things that allow you to expand the reach of your website without changing the content on a regular basis, and establish you as an authority in your local area for the type of business that you run. Before we go any further, I really want to cover and make sure that you understand the basic marketing best practices. And these are the things that make it possible for you to continue to do business in a world where you don't own the rules. The first of the marketing best practices is Google. Google will automate tricks and spoofs discovery. Now, what does that mean? That means there are lots of people out there that are creating these cool new whiz-bang, I'll get you ranked search engine optimization schemes that work for a while. It's a trick, and it's a spoof, and eventually Google will discover it. And then Google will punish without remorse. That means that they will take your website that's been using these SEO tricks to get artificially ranked in their website, and they'll punish you and your website for a long time. It takes a long time to clean up the reputation of somebody who's been playing SEO games, which is why we recommend the white hat method for marketing, not gray or black. Now, white hat, the difference between white hat and black hat is that black hat are all those spoofs and tricks, and somebody's got a new idea that somehow gets around the Google algorithm to get you ranked faster today when you shouldn't be according to the rules that Google's set out. The white hat method is Google specifically says this is what they're looking for. They're looking for your website. They're looking for your website to be responsive. They're looking for you to have a Google Plus page. They're looking for you to be registered in Google Local. They're looking for you to authenticate that you own all of those things combined together. And when you bring all those things together, Google rewards you. Now, sometimes a black hat, spoof, or trick will cause another website to rise above you. Well, don't panic. Eventually, Google will catch them, and they will get punished, and they will not be ranking above you. Local value sticks with the concept of white hat. We don't play gray hat. We don't play black hat. Our guiding principles are relevance. Make sure that the content, your website, your presence in social media is relevant, and that you have authority in your local area or nationally if you're in a national authority. That you've got quality content that's unique, not copied, not redistributed from some writing mill where people just dump out paperwork all day long. And most importantly, integrity. We make sure that you maintain integrity with your website, with your content, with your position and place in the world, so that you will not get punished by Google when their algorithms change. Let me start with the importance of Google. Google owns approximately 86% of the search engine market share, and Bing and Yahoo split about evenly, 7% each, the rest of the market, and there's about 1%, if you do the math on these, there's actually 1% left over for rest of market search. For our conversation, we're not going to talk about those others because they're not statistically relevant. We're going to stick with Google, the 800-pound gorilla, Bing, and Yahoo. First thing that you really need to understand is that the concept of your website being viewable needs to change from what was once just a desktop to now many, many, many devices. And Google doesn't reward you for just having a mobile version of your website and your website. That's not sufficient anymore. Mobile can mean many things. Mobile can mean a small device, a really small screen website, the iPhone series, the Android series, tablets, various forms of tablets and shapes and sizes, different resolutions of those tablets and shapes and sizes, computer screens that are getting huge compared to normal desktops. I've seen desktop screens in the neighborhood of 57 inches down to the 13-inch laptop. So your website needs to be responsive to all of these, and Google now rewards responsive, not just mobile ready, but responsive websites. Search engine optimization is a complex matter that needs to be managed by somebody actively and following white hat practices for establishing your search engine position on a website. This is the periodic table of SEO success factors. And if you contact us, we'll send you a copy. On the far left-hand corner is content, and it includes quality, research, the words that you use for your content, how fresh your content is, and so on. In red, we have the areas that cause you pain. In other words, they help to reduce your on-page and off-page search engine optimization success. Down at the far left-hand corner is thin content, just a few words on a page that doesn't provide much value other than to describe what is on the page. This next column is architecture. Is your website easy to crawl? That means, can a bot from Google find all the information on your website quickly and easily, which then means that a person could do the same. Is there duplicate content? Is it mobile ready? How fast is your website? This is becoming increasingly important as mobile users will leave after 3 seconds of waiting. And Google doesn't want to deliver pages if your website isn't going to respond fast enough for a person to see the information that they're looking for. What is the URL that's used to describe your website? Do you use a secure HTTP link? In the next column, we have HTML, and that's the content of that's the structure of the content of your page. Do you have titles in your page? Do you have a good description? What is the structure of the pages? How well is it written? What kind of headers do you have? Do you do any form of stuffing on your pages? And this is something that SEO tricksters use to try and get the Google algorithms to think differently about your website than what's actually there. Do you have hidden information on your page? Is something on your page in text but at the same color white as your website, so it's hidden or invisible? That's stuff that's all part of your website. That's referred to as on-page search engine optimization. We're going to touch on the off-page stuff that points to your website and says, what does the rest of the world think about your site? The first column is trust. And Google establishes your website as a trust relationship. And with that trust relationship, you end up with authority. You engage people with your content. You have a long history. In other words, if you've got a domain that's 13, 14 years old, 20 years old, it's much more important than a domain that's brand spanking new, 1 to 2 years old. Is your identity established within the website? Do you have any form of piracy going on? And do you have ads on your site? We'll have to explain that a bit further. If you have questions, go ahead and contact us. The links coming to your site, are they of good quality? Are they coming from places like that have themselves got high authority? Is the text of the link relevant to your website? If you're a dentist, does it have dental in the link or dentist? Are the links paid? And Google is tracking down paid links. These are SEO tricks where somebody will sell you a link from their site to your website to increase your searchability. Google, once they find those, will punish them. And are your links spammy links? And Google recently did a huge push to clean up spammy links out on the internet, and many websites fell rapidly. On the off page, is your country listed? Do you have a locality established for your website? Again, is there a history of yourself connected to the site? And what do the social networks say about you? Do you have your social network connected to your site? Is your social reputation good? And finally, your social shares. Do you have a lot of information that you're publishing from your social websites. All of this helps to get you ranked in the pages of Google and Bing and Yahoo, but primarily you're focused on Google because they are the largest market share. Let's talk a little bit about social media. This chart basically identifies Facebook as both the most interactive, in other words, more monthly minutes per visitor per month by a long shot, over 1,000 monthly minutes, and almost 100% of all users use Facebook. So in the very least, your online marketing campaign needs to support Facebook and use it as a strategy for both advertising as well as content publishing. Then, as you look down into the rest of the social networks, you can see things like Snapchat is used widely. It's actually, if you're looking for connecting with teens, the fastest way to connect with teens. Google Plus down here at the bottom with very few average monthly minutes per visitor, but quite a few people who've got an account. And Google Plus is going to continue to remain important, if for no other reason than to express to Google that you get that they are important and that you need to register your information with them. Up in the right-hand corner, you can see Twitter has quite a few average monthly minutes per visitor because the content is so thin and light. You don't need to spend much time on Twitter to stay up to speed with things. And then LinkedIn, while the largest value from a business-to-business relationship perspective, not very well trafficked by users. And then down here, Tumblr and Vine. Tumblr not having as many users using it on a regular basis, but certainly more interaction when you do have people using it. And these are pretty much the social networks that you want to be involved with your social media campaign. There's a very long tail, meaning many small types of social networks that you may want to be involved with because it's part of your industry, but these are the ones that you want to have as part of your marketing strategy ongoing. The next thing we're going to talk about is how you get found in the internet. And this chart basically expresses that at the center of the local search ecosystem is Google+. You can see many other areas like yp.com and Yahoo Local and Super Pages. Down here we have Yelp, high contributor to Google+ Local. They do a lot of, and Yelp is also very useful in the world of Yahoo as well as Bing, which is down here. And then Bing is one of those centerpieces. But really at the center of it all is Google Local. And make sure that your Google Local pages are accurate and that when you go to Google Maps, that those pages are connected to your Google Maps. Why is video marketing important? We have a saying at Local Value. It's not just a saying, it's actually part psychological truth and just how people work. People make emotional decisions that they validate with logical reasons. And the most engaging emotional digital content online is video. In rank order from lowest to highest, the emotional engagement factor is text, where raw text is not very emotionally engaging, then images, which are more emotionally engaging, and then video, which is the highest emotionally engaging medium on the internet. Well, broadband is now available all the way to the home, and you can watch videos as part of any online experience. And video is much more engaging than images or text, and cause people to engage with your content much better. In the coming years, you'll see a much broader use of video in everything from advertising to websites to general interactivity. So pay attention to video and make it a part of your ongoing marketing campaigns. Video market share shows YouTube with a lion's share and then a long tail of AOL, Hulu, Bing, Video, Yahoo Screen, and so on. So make sure that whatever you're doing is supported in YouTube and distributed through the YouTube network. And YouTube, of course, is owned by Google. Now we're going to cover a few online advertising basics so that you have the language to understand the difference between the different types of advertising available online. The most common advertising is pay-per-click, and that's available through any of your search engines. It's also referred to as search advertising. So Google, Bing, AOL, Yahoo, they all have online advertising through pay-per-click and search. Next is social, and we covered social just a moment ago, but Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are now popular platforms for advertising. Then there's display, which is an image that shows up on, for instance, thenewyorktimes.com. And those ads are fed from one of many different image-based or display advertising platforms for the different types of content that are available out on the internet. Finally, there's video, and an example of that is YouTube. And you've probably seen an in-stream ad while watching a YouTube video. Now, we already spoke about the importance of Google, but I just want to restate it here in the different areas that you need to pay attention to when working with Google. Again, 86% of all search goes through Google, and they use themselves for reach and authority, meaning how far your brand gets carried and how valuable that brand is. They use Google+, they use Google+ Local, we showed that in the previous two streams. They also use YouTube, which would be, if it broke away from Google, it would be the second largest search engine in the world, second only to Google. Then there is the search engine results page that they control, and we'll talk about that in just a moment and go through a full breakdown of the search engine results page. The search engine result page by Bing and Yahoo remains consistent with standard SEO principles. So an SEO black hat player can sometimes find exploits in Google and Yahoo that are not available in in Google because they haven't updated their engines yet. So they remain consistent with traditional search engine optimization principles. And they partner with Yelp for reviews. And we'll get into the importance of reviews in your business in just a moment. Google includes their own search results, and they use their network for relevance and authority for reviews and Google+ Local. So again, they're kind of self-referencing, which is why having a full footprint and a full expression of your business in Google is critical. So this is the search engine results page. You're probably familiar with it because you've probably gone to Google and you've probably searched for something. In this case, what we're looking for is a dentist in San Diego. So what I've typed is San Diego dentist. As you can see that up in the upper left-hand corner. The next breakdown of the page will show you what content goes where on the page. And as we scroll down the page, the first part are pay-per-click ads. Those are those search ads that I was talking about just a moment ago. And these are paid. So those first 4 clicks are paid clicks. The second section is the Google+ Local results. And what Google does is they try and find the best answer to the question you asked about what you're looking for. So in my case, I was looking for a dentist in San Diego. And what Google did was they pulled up from my location and other things that I've searched for, the top 3 answers that Google thinks that I am looking for. Not for somebody in the local area generically, but for what my search terms are, for where I'm located, and my previous search history. And they'll deliver just 3 of them. And this is referred to as the SEO 3-pack. And the rules for this section are changing all the time, and Google is constantly optimizing it. And if you think about it from Google's perspective, Their goal in the world is to have you use their search engine as the preferred search engine for finding whatever you're looking for. So they have to, across all markets, be consistently delivering the fastest answer to the question you're asking in a way that makes it possible for you to make a decision quickly about what you're looking for. One of the things you'll notice is that there is a 5-star review. A few years ago, Google bought Zagat to put in a rating system into Google that allows them to rate not just restaurants, but every kind of business. And when a business has 5 or more reviews, Google gives them their star rating and improves their 3-pack search possibility so that they can get found in this area. This page allows a user to make a decision in one click about who they want to work with. So San Diego Dental Arts down here with a 1.5 star rating versus Ocean Dental Care with a 5.0 star rating is probably going to get the search that you're looking for. The next part of the page is the search engine optimization. This is that stuff that we talked about a moment ago where there's both on-page and off-page characteristics to your website that allow you to be found. And these are the things that Google will deliver. One of the things you'll notice is that Yelp comes up twice in the search engine results page for SEO. And this page actually goes down much further. I had to cut it off. There were probably about 15 or 20 different results that popped up before we ended up in the last section, where if you scroll all the way to the bottom and don't find what you were looking for, the next 3 things that you'll find will be ads tailored to what you're looking for. And then in the lower area here are searches related to San Diego Dentist in case this didn't give you the results you were looking for. Most people will make their decision to do business with you off of this page. This is the new battleground for marketing. To support that, let's take a tour of Bing. Again, they're only 7% of the market, but you can see by imitation that they get that that's the way that the search engine results page should be laid out. Again, up in the upper left-hand corner, searching for San Diego Dentist. Again, the pay-per-click ads in the upper area. Now here on the right is actually a result, a search result for Dr. Ramazzini. Now, that may be, these are also ads to the far right. So I don't know if this here is an ad, but these are ads. So Bing actually shows more ads. Next, again, their search results. Then to the far right, search engine optimization. And then in the lower right, pay-per-click ads. So that's the importance of the search engine result page for your business and the marketing that is required to get you to the point where you can be found on exactly this page every time somebody's looking for your business in the market. And if you'd like assistance getting to that page, contact us. We'll be sure to walk through what it would take for you to get to that point and get a campaign started for you right away.